All right, guys, so right here we have a brand new MacBook Pro. Long story short, needed to upgrade my MacBook coming from a 2018-2019 MacBook Pro 15-inch with the Intel i7 processor. So this is a welcome upgrade, and I'll really quickly just kind of show you some of the specs. We have the 16-inch MacBook Pro, the M4 Pro chip, 24 gigs of memory, 512 gigs of storage. So as I said before, it's a really welcome upgrade. So let's go on and get into this unboxing. Love the pull tab situation on Apple products. Link will be in the description if you want to get one of these. I know that I'm kind of late purchasing one of these, but you know, these aren't cheap products right here, man. So you gotta, do what you can when you can. So I appreciate y'all liking the video. And first thing I'm noticing is this thing is super heavy. Let's put that to the side. I want to say it's a little over 5 pounds, which is cool. And we have the braided cable right here, USB-C, MagSafe charger, and just a couple little stickers. Well, not even stickers. Quick start guide. Throw that to the side. Finally, we have the charging brick, which I want to say this is a 140 watt USB-C charging brick. I'm going to find a way to personalize this just to make sure that nobody tries to get me. Let's get on over here to the main event, which is the MacBook itself. MacBook Pro engraved on the back. And as I said before, this is a big boy right here, 16-inch MacBook Pro. Now, originally I got the 14-inch MacBook Pro, 24 gig memory, and I got the 1 terabyte storage. And I really like the specs on that one. The 24 gig was cool, but I really wanted the extra couple inches on the screen because I do a lot of video editing, and the screen real estate is just more important to me. I'll get into that a little bit later, but let's go on and open her up. Get this first start up. That's beautiful. Now, one thing that I did opt for was, damn, it's kind of hard to even get it in the frame. That's crazy. I didn't get the nano texture. Of course, well, I got this from Best Buy. So honestly, from Best Buy, they don't have any nano texture. They don't keep those in stock. You really have to go to Apple and get those specifically with the nano texture. But you can kind of tell already, like you can see the reflection in my studio back here. If you do a lot of work on the outside, nano texture is probably gonna be something that you wanna get for sunlight and reflections. But if you're sitting inside, your lighting situation is right, and honestly, you may not even really care about nano texture. I mean, there are screen covers that you can get, like privacy screen protectors, or just screen protectors that you can get that give you that paper-like visual. So I mean, that's pretty much it. But looking at this right off the rip, like coming from a 15-inch to this, I can tell even with the keys on the keyboard, this feels natural to me. I like the bigger trackpad on it. And the speakers are much bigger too. So coming from the 14-inch that I just exchanged, the speakers, they really did sound good. But from what I'm hearing, the 16-inch speakers are better. And I'm gonna get more into it, but let's go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of go ahead and go through the setup process, and then we'll chop it up some more after that, and I'll show y'all. So I'll be back with y'all in a minute. So going through the setup process here, I typically like to have mine in dark mode just because I feel like it's better on my eyes. And with the 16 inches, it's definitely going to be a wonderful sight to see. So much screen real estate. And we're in. Now I do have to download my typical apps, and that is typical, like what I use is Adobe Premiere Pro for my video editing, which this video will be edited on Premiere Pro as well. And I also use Logic Pro for when I record my music. Those are probably the two heaviest apps that I use that I will be using on this computer. The Intel Mac that I had couldn't handle it. It just really couldn't handle it, honestly. Don't have any doubts that this computer will be able to handle it. The M4 Pro, from what I'm hearing, is a very, very good chip. So first thing I want to do, I got to think about notifications and red dots. So I want to make sure that I have all of that stuff cleared off. And it's basically just telling me about Apple Intelligence and Siri. So I have that on, and I mean, you know, it's not really a big deal. Siri is okay. Apple Intelligence is getting there. But what I'll probably end up doing right now is I don't like to use Safari. I'm more of a Chrome guy myself. So one of the first things that I'm going to do is I'm going to download Chrome. So we go to Chrome for Mac download, and I'm going to download a few of these apps, and I'm going to open them up and just kind of let you see what it looks like as far as the screen real estate, and then I'll get back with you guys. Now, one of the things I want to talk about specifically is the speakers on this MacBook Pro. If we take a look at them right here, you can clearly see that they definitely have some width to them, which automatically makes them better than smaller, like 14-inch on the MacBook Pro or 13-inch MacBook Air. So I just got a song right here. I'm just gonna play it, and we just listen to, you know, how, which I know that it won't do it justice on the video, but
I don't know. I be spreading love, sometimes ain't mutual. Just a seed that's from that darkness, but that's what it takes to grow. Still in flow, still in motion. Couple homies with me, and we sipping on that potion. Wide awake for dreams, why these other goes in? Shut the fuck up when the realest nigga broken, the realest nigga broken. Yeah. I gotta watch my back, I gotta watch my back, I gotta watch my back, I gotta watch my back.
But they sound really, really good. So for music production, which is one of the things that I do, this is something that I'm really looking forward to using. Now, I do use an interface and I do use headphones. Luckily, it does have a 3.5 millimeter jack here. And we have three Thunderbolt 5 ports. And also you have an HDMI port over here. And we have a slot here for your SD card, which is really good because that's exactly how we used it, what we used to edit. Just need an adapter if you use a micro SD card. But other than that, the sound is really good on these speakers, so I'm really looking forward to using these as well. All right, guys, so this is the last thing I kind of wanted to show you. This is Premiere Pro right here. I don't have any projects right now to show you, basically because it's pretty much fresh and everything, but what I'm most interested in and excited to start using is the fact that it's 16 inches and we got all this screen real estate right here. So right now it's not even fully maximized. Now, if I do that, then basically it doesn't really change anything because you have the 12 megapixel camera up top. So they just kind of blacked out the entire top portion here. But if you go back and, you know, there you can kind of see it. But the fact that you can have your timeline right here, this is a tutorial bar, so we don't really even need that. But that even gives you more space to work with the timeline. This is where your playback area is, and also your other playback area. And you can also resize any of these windows that you want to fit your specific need, whatever you have to do. That's the main thing, man. For me, the 16-inch is the better option just because I like the screen real estate. Now, as far as it being portable, I know that the weight of it is going to get to me probably at some point, but it's really not as heavy as people think. I mean, yes, it is kind of a lot to kind of lug around. you know, just kind of holding it and, you know, just trying to maneuver different ways, it can seem a little cumbersome, but overall, let's say even setting it in my lap, it feels good with it just being closed. Then when we lift it up and open it up, you know, you can do everything that you want to do right here, and it's comfortable. It's not like it's falling anywhere. It's not like it's over my lap or anything, but it feels really good to me. Now, this part right here, which feels like a runway when you have to kind of reach up and go into the keyboard, it does feel a little awkward compared to the 14-inch, where with the 14-inch you're just kind of right there and everything is right, you know, pretty good. But I guess it's just a mental thing when you have your hands here, but you do have a decent place to rest both palms whenever you're typing and doing whatever you need to do. So I feel like everything moves the way that it needs to move. You can definitely, you know, resize your screens however you need to suit however, you know, whatever work layout that you want to have. So in this case, what I'll do is I have right here just kind of Premiere Pro on one side, Chrome on the other side. It's a real multitasking beast, but I mean, who's really going to be doing that type of multitasking? I mean, I guess unless you're rendering a video and you're working on a thumbnail at the same time. You know, I tend to do that while my video is rendering. I'm working on my thumbnail in another window. So it's good to be able to split these two up and to be able to multitask that way and not have to basically resize or restructure the display. This is one thing that I did do when I had the 14-inch. When I had the 14-inch, I found myself going here to this panel in the display, and I would click the display and go to display settings. And there is a setting up here. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. But basically right here on the display, they have different settings that you can set the default to. So right here, let's say right here with the display, everything is pretty much normal. This is the default, but if you wanted more space, you click that and it basically resizes the text and resizes the windows so that you can do more on the screen. I mean, of course, if you want to go bigger, like this is back to default, this is how I'm pretty much going to keep it. But if you wanted to go bigger, you know, if you need to see more, you can go larger text as big as you want in that way. But for me, the default works perfectly fine, and that's pretty much where I'm going to keep it at. So let's go ahead and get out of here. Now, when it comes to portability with a 16-inch MacBook Pro, man, this thing is heavy, but you can still move around with it. This is probably one of my smaller bags, well, maybe a medium-sized bag. It's not the smallest bag, but sensibly, this is one of the bags that I usually carry around with me, and it has a slot here for a laptop. So most laptop bags will support a 16-inch size laptop perfectly fine. You can feel it has a little weight, but honestly, something that is made of physical matter, what doesn't? If you are interested in taking, you know, this somewhere, just consider you may need a bigger bag, but it's not ridiculously big. There are gaming monitors out here that Intel makes that, well, not monitors, but laptops that are at least 17 inches in size. So this is really not a bad setup, a bad way to do things right here. So, and that is pretty much it as far as the 16-inch MacBook Pro with the M4 Pro chip. So if you're interested in getting this, links will be in the description below. If you do click the link, you'll be helping us support the channel. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions, any comments, let me know in the comment section below. Let me know what size did you decide to get, because that was my main concern. I could not decide between the 14 or the 16-inch. When it comes to that, that was my big thing. But I'm coming from a 15, should have stayed up. And another thing I was thinking about is the fact that I have a Pro Max phone. I have a Ultra S25 Ultra phone, and I have the Fold 6. I have the Google Pixel 9 Pro Fold. I like big screens, so that should have told me something in the beginning. But Anyway, man, that's pretty much it. If you liked the video, please hit the thumbs up button. Drop a comment below. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on your bell notifications so you know when I'm posting videos. It's your boy JR. I'll holler you on the next one. Peace.